Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk about effortlessly elegant fragrances. So these are ones that you could put on for basically any occasion. They're special enough that you could wear them for a special occasion, but they're also just understated enough that you could wear them as your signature fragrance, anything like that. So these are all very elegant, very beautiful, sophisticated fragrances, quite classy, and I can't wait to share them with you. But before I get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button, join the Weird and Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community, and let's get started. So one of the things that I think of when I think of an effortlessly elegant fragrance is they kind of have a clear disposition. So not overly milky, not overly fruity. I oftentimes will think a little bit more floral, but a little bit more clear. So not things getting in the way, maybe a little bit more of a simpler composition, but nothing fuzzy or too standout, well blended, things like that. So the first fragrance that I have that is seriously a huge new love of mine is B-Bozo, their Habibi fragrance. Now, what makes this so beautiful, there's a green note in there that's absolutely amazing, but it has cherry and almonds in it. When I think of almonds, a lot of times I think milky. This isn't milky at all. The almond just adds a warmth. The cherry is fairly bright, like a fresh cherry as opposed to a cooked or a boozy cherry. But the green note that's in here is what's really making it very elegant. And so you get this green aspect, but with the cherry and the almond, there's some warmth to it. This is seriously such a gorgeous fragrance. And for sure, this one is signature scent worthy, extremely elegant. It smells very, very classy. I'm in love with this one. Like seriously, and for whatever reason with that cherry and almond, it's really quite addictive. So I love this one. It's not too sweet, but it's just absolutely beautiful. Like I just imagine a very, very classy woman, not necessarily in the work world, but she somehow goes to a lot of, like she's part of a lot of steering committees in the community. She wears pearls, has a very, very beautiful handbag, wears a small heel, not too high, not too low, just right, wears dresses a lot. She smells like Habibi. Next fragrance that's very affordable is Quatre by Boucheron. This is a rose-centric fragrance that has some citrus in the opening. It feels a little bit aquatic, but so, so beautiful. So it would be in the same kind of family as something like Chance au Tendre. So that has a slight sweetness. There's a little bit of citrus with the rose, but slightly aquatic. That's what this one is like. So there's a sweetness to it. There's some citrus in there. Not sure what it is. Definitely not grapefruit as far as I know. The notes on Fragrantica say that there's strawberry and a bunch of like these berry notes. I don't get that at all. I get a sweetness, a slight citrus sweetness, with that rose and kind of an aquatic feel. There is a little bit more sweetness that develops as you wear it, but it never gets too sweet. It just stays really, really sophisticated. So I think that this is a gorgeous fragrance and so, so affordable. Again, signature scent worthy. You could wear this to the office for sure, to any sort of a meeting. You're going to smell just beautiful, classy, but not over, like not too much. You're going to just smell really nice. Okay, this next one is a little bit sweeter. To me, it still falls into the effortlessly elegant fragrance category, and that is L'Interdit by Givenchy. Now, this one is probably the sweetest out of all the ones that I'm talking about today. It has pear in it. It's got tuberose. There's a slight spiciness. I kind of think there's vetiver in here. To me, vetiver always gives a slight spiciness to a fragrance. The tuberose is definitely present and is more of that bubblegum tuberose. It smells very grown woman, but a little bit more bold. So although this is still very elegant, there's a boldness to this, and it's like you're not going to mess with me kind of fragrance. So I consider this more of a boss lady fragrance as opposed to just smelling elegant on the everyday. This is sweet with a little bit of spiciness to it. Next to L'Interdit Rouge, this is my second favorite, and you do get some of those rouge components in this, so there is a slight hint of spiciness to it. It's really quite addictive and alluring, yet still remains elegant. So this is a beautiful fragrance. The longevity in this one is crazy awesome, like 7-8 hours. So basically all day wear for this one. The only thing I'd say about this fragrance is it's a little too much in the heat. Like you'd have to just go really light in the heat, but this also makes a gorgeous signature scent fragrance. Except in that heat, then I think it's a little too much. Trussardi Donna would also fit in this elegant category. This one again is lemon. There's some florals, there's some woodiness in this. The lemon and yuzu, it's quite sweet, but it's really relaxing and refreshing. But it smells very classy and sophisticated at the same time. So there's lemon and yuzu. This would be the least clear because it feels almost like, you know, in a lemon pie, the lemon pie filling, that's what it kind of feels like. The cool thing about this fragrance is a lot of times citruses kind of dissipate during the wear of a perfume. So for instance, with Quatre, the citrus kind of dissipates and you're left more with an aquatic rose. This one, you're going to get that lemon yuzu feel throughout the wear of the fragrance. Very refreshing, very relaxing. For some reason with this fragrance, I think of a woman who likes to ride horses. I don't know why. Like, I have no idea why. But I just imagine someone with kind of that, a light kind of cream colored riding pant with a tan colored riding boot and maybe a short little jacket, like old money feel. That's kind of what I think of when I think of this fragrance. Like, I just imagine someone that, you know, she drops her kids off to school and then she goes for a ride for the morning, and then one of her helpers brings her a tea and she writes in her journal for a while. She wears Trussardi Donna. I want to be her, man. Like, maybe I'd hate that. I don't know, but I kind of think I'd like it. Next fragrance that I have to mention, haven't talked about it in a long time, is Flora Botanica. Now this fragrance, kind of hard to get your hands on it, but it's still available. Again, there's a green quality. It almost smells like lawn clippings almost in the opening, but then you get this beautiful dewy rose that comes to play. It smells like a fresh English garden, but it doesn't smell so floral that it feels cloying. This is a very modern take on a dewy rose mixed with some green qualities. You also get a slight bit of woodiness in this, definitely rose-centric, and the rose starts off dewy and then it feels like it opens up and you get a little bit of powder in there. Very gorgeous fragrance. The longevity on this is 10 plus hours, but this is definitely a fragrance that you could wear all year round. It's very refreshing. I tend to think of it for spring and summer more so, just because of the greenness that's in this one. Whereas Habibi, which also has a green, has that cherry and almond, which kind of balances out the green. This one feels a little bit more green. But I just honestly think that this is a stunning fragrance. Really, really stunning fragrance. Yeah. I would be a miss in the effortlessly elegant category if I didn't also include Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. This one has that citrus, but the citrus in this one isn't lemony or grapefruity. It's more of an orange, and the orange is quite sweet and warm. And then this one is mixed with jasmine, orange blossom. I actually think there's also ylang ylang in this one. Kind of a mosh of florals, and then a base of vanilla and woods. Now the longevity on this one, 10 plus hours again. So you're gonna smell amazing for the whole day. This one is very warm and inviting, but very, very calming to me. So I find this one uber calming, very sophisticated and classy. I know that this one has been very, very popular, although people have tend to move on to things like Baccarat Rouge as the most popular fragrance. So this one, not as many people seem to be wearing it anymore. I just think it's beautiful. Like as far as a classy fragrance is concerned, this is right up there. And whenever I wear this one, I know that I smell good. Like I get compliments when I put this one on and I know I smell amazing. So love this fragrance, definitely elegant and sophisticated. This one to me feels a little bit more every day though, maybe because it's been around for so long. So where some of them I think rich person, I think classy and sophisticated, but somehow accessible and open. And the fragrance is accessible and open. It's very warm. There's a sensuality to it because of the vanilla, but it always stays very understated. So this one's just gorgeous. As far as effortlessly elegant would be Elie Saab Le Parfum. Now this one is primarily orange blossom. There's also some honey in here, a little bit of woods, I think cedar. This one's the most floral and the one that is probably going to be least palatable. You really have to like that orange blossom forward fragrance, bordering on the neroli feel. So the orange blossom is almost a bit sharp. This one is so beautiful. This is another one that I get compliments on. I think of this fragrance when I think of a formal day wedding. So like English royalty type wedding, I think of a fragrance like this for sure. This is a fragrance that's beautiful if you're wanting to smell really put together and classy. This fragrance is gorgeous, but it is very orange blossom forward. So you have to like the florals. I don't wear it very often just because I have to be in the mood for that much floral. But seriously, I always feel very put together and like I know what I'm doing when I put this fragrance on. So sometimes fragrances are to bolster our kind of whatever. So this one does it for me. Like I just think this woman, she's very organized. She kind of has everything running on a tight schedule, but she's still really warm and approachable. That's Elie Saab Le Parfum. Last fragrance is new to my collection again, and it is called Kryptonite by Khalil T. Paris. This one is very, very different. It smells clean. There's, I believe, iris in this fragrance. So you get quite a lot of iris. There's a sweetness to this. It's floral. There's aldehydes in this fragrance, but somehow it just smells clean, slightly sweet, slightly powdery, but very, very sophisticated. Like this woman, she's the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. She likes having fragrance on, but she doesn't want it to be too loud. But when she walks into a room, she wants a presence. This is going to get her that. The longevity on this one is really decent as well. And yeah, it's a really interesting fragrance, not my normal go-to type of fragrance, but so, so beautiful. And that iris feel in the fragrance, I thought I wouldn't like it because I find iris and violet notes like that to be quite powdery. There's a powderiness to it, but it feels like a real soft, it just kind of has a soft feel to it. So it's very feminine and yet elegant. Like it's really one you need to sniff. This is certainly not a safe blind buy for sure. But like I couldn't believe, like when I read the notes before I got it, I was like, oh, I'm not sure I'm gonna like it. And then I ended up just thinking it's absolutely beautiful. And this one, even though it's got that iris feel to it, it's something that is unisex. So I sprayed it on my dad and he really liked it. My sister was over and as soon as I sprayed it, she went, oh, that smells amazing. So there is this like just light kind of sweetness, very soft, very alluring, but definitely sophisticated, really modern somehow. There's something about it that feels very modern and elegant. When I smell this, I think black, like I think kind of black clothing, not necessarily overly feminine, but like a black power suit, high heels, maybe walking into some sort of powerhouse luncheon where everybody is the who's who of the who's who's. And you would wear this and you'd be rocking, you know, your structured suit, a little bit more modern style suit, high heels, really cool, expensive bag. and you would be wearing this and you would smell formidable but approachable, if that's possible. That is it for my effortlessly elegant or understated elegant fragrances. Definitely my top pick right now is Habibi because it's new to me. And seriously, I smell this. I find it relaxing. I find it elegant, classy, sophisticated, but so alluring with that cherry and almond. Like seriously, this is so, so good. So glad to have this one, but all of them are beautiful. What about you? What are the fragrances that you really associate with understated elegant or effortless elegance? Please leave them in the comments. I would love to know what they are. And if you've tried any of these fragrances, weigh in and let us all know what your thoughts are. That would be great. And other than that, have an amazing week and we'll talk to you soon.